Hey, Jane Lynch, thank you for joining us. The host of NBC's Weakest Link, thank you for taking some time out. This is a British show that is a runaway hit. Run down the premise for us.
Well, it's based on the BBC quiz show format, and was the original iteration, which they did in Britain, and of course we did it here on NBC in the early aughts. So it's the exact same show. So you have a 2-minute round, about 2 minutes. It starts at like 2:30 and then goes down to 2 minutes, and rapid fire questioning, and it's trivia questions. 8 contestants. We eliminate 1 contestant. They vote who's the weakest link. After each round until we get down to 2 contestants, and they go head to head, and only 1 person will win the money. They will all work together to raise the money every round, but only 1 person will win it.
So this is rapid fire, lots of tension. Right. Due to COVID, no audience.
No audience.
What is that like? What's the challenge there for you?
Well, there really wasn't, because if you look at the original show and the one we did here in the early 2000s, there was a studio audience, but they were in the dark and they were in the back, and you rarely heard them. There was no applause. Mm-hmm. Every once in a while you hear a little laughter because Ann said something really funny, Ann Robinson, the original host. But for the most part, it's about the game. So that wasn't a problem at all. It just, in fact, it made it more about the game, and we didn't have to waste time, bringing people in and taking them out. It was all about the game.
And what is it about you and Games? You're one of the most versatile performers I know. You go from drama to comedy and to games. And what is it about this particular discipline that intrigues you, that captivates you?
I think it's being in charge, and it's making people feel comfortable, which I always like to do, and making people feel comfortable so they can do their best, so that they know mama's in charge. Now you just have to stand there and pick your pretty brain and try to get the answer in the least amount of time. And I love doing that. And I love explaining things to people. I care that they understand the rules. I care that they do their best. And so this has seemed to just kind of hosting a game show like with Hollywood Game Night. It just kind of suits me.
What did you learn from Hollywood Game Night that you may have brought over to Weakest Link?
When to insert myself and when not to, and when to just play the game, and when to be that person who is there to, herd the cats and just make it comfortable and lay down the law, especially in Hollywood Game Night when you have, so many personalities just jumping up and down, and to know when to let it happen, when to just let them play the game without me, inserting myself.
And to me, you said part mama, to me, part traffic cop.
Yes.
Part psychologist, perhaps?
Yeah, a little bit of that too. Yeah, absolutely. Well, but with this game, of course, Weakest Link, I kind of poke at their Achilles heels.
Well, as you know, it's the team's votes that count, and it's time to reveal who the team thinks is the weakest link.
Brandon.
Brandon.
Brandon. Brandon.
Elena.
Brandon.
Brandon. Rihanna.
Brandon, our former basketball player. Unfortunately, you fouled out with 6 votes. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Right now, we look to escape. Weakest Link has that escapist.
It does.
There. What about quiz shows and game shows takes us to another planet?
Well, I think it for the hour that you're watching Weakest Link, you're not brain dead, but your brain is actually involved, and it's like these shots of serotonin, when you get an answer right, and when you learn something. There's something so engaging about learning, and it's an education to watch this show as well. So while you're watching the Weakest Link, which you can also watch with your whole family, it's educational for the kids as well as for you. And then you're not thinking about the political state. You're not thinking about what's going on with the climate. And you can kind of just focus and be inspired and not just entertained, but you're active in it.
How has COVID changed you? What has it done to you right now as a person, as a performer?
Well, it's caused me to be even more adaptable, because you just have to adapt to it. You can't change it. You have to go with the flow, and you have to trust the people who are telling you to wear a mask. And when we were doing this show, there were really strict rules about where we could be when we had the mask on, and what has to happen when we take the mask off, that everybody needs to stay away from us. There was areas you could go, areas you couldn't go to. So there's a whole thing. You just have to adapt, and you have to become more aware. And it's made me more patient, because I move kind of like that. And so I have to, like, when I'm driving, I'm like, do I have a mask? Do I have my sanitizer? Yes. And I've many times walked into a store where I've been shooed out because I forgot my walk back to my car. Oh, bother. And put my mask on. So.
Well, Jane, continued success on Weakest Link, on the projects to come, and thank you so much for joining us. We will see you on NBC's Weakest Link. Jane Lynch, thank you so much.